This video was brought to you by Manco.trade. This site allows you to instantly trade off your unwanted TF2 items along with buying and selling unusuals for pure in the banking system. They do at least one giveaway a month and have recently introduced a balance system. Check them out in the description below. Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Joe and welcome to a brand new episode in the Outfit Battles series. If you're not familiar with what this series is, essentially it's a community based series where you guys send me in your loadouts with a chance of it being featured in an episode. When it's featured, it will be showcased off and put up against someone with a similar costing loadout or a similar themed loadout, and then you guys will vote down in the straw polls down below of whose loadout is nicer. The winner will of course be announced in the next episode. If you'd like to submit your own loadout for this series and get a chance of appearing in one of the videos, there's a link to my Discord down below. As always, just join the Discord and send your loadout in the Outfit Battles room for a chance of it getting picked. So I do tend to keep it pretty fair. I try to match up against, especially in later episodes, similar costing loadouts, just so you don't have unusuals versus non-unusuals and things like that, and severe price advantages. So it really doesn't matter how expensive your loadouts are, it still has a chance of getting picked. So without further ado, we're going to run through the results of the last episode and then get into this week's matchups. So the first outfit battle was the spy round between Defect and Mario Spazov. It had 312 votes, and 76% of those votes went to Defect Spy, which received 238 in comparison to the 74 that Mario received. Up next was the heavy round. There was 266 votes cast in total, 235 of those went to Grandpa Max, and only 31 went to Dillzone. That's only 12% of votes went to Dillzone. Then we had the Demo Man round. There was 238 votes cast in total, 181 of them went to Left Click's demo, and 57 of them went to Cossack123's Demo Man, meaning that Left Click came out on top with 76%. Round 4 went to the Pyro, and this one was super close with just 5 votes in it. Gastar's Pyro received 110 votes, as opposed to Megoyu, sorry if I said that wrong, receiving only 105 votes, so it was literally a 51-49% split, so a very close matchup there indeed. And the last matchup for that round was the Medic round. This was between Sizzle and MPDZ. Sizzle's Medic received 128 votes in comparison to MPDZ's 88 votes, meaning that he won with 59%. One thing I want to say just before we get into this week's is that if you would like to see this series continue, then I really would appreciate you taking the time to vote. Like, that's what this whole series is based off of. Like, in comparison to the amount of interaction and votes, like, it would be super, it's like a 5-second process, and it'd be super useful if we could get as many votes as possible, guys. So once again, the votes for the straw polls for the votes will be in the description below. It takes about 5 seconds, and just vote for whichever loadout you prefer. So without further ado, guys, let's get into the first matchup of this week's outfit battles. So this first round is going to be an expensive scout round. This first scout belongs to I Don't Have a Use. It features a Scorching Flames Milkman, a strange Chucklenaut, and a strange Wipeout Raps that's also painted white. What I really like about this is that he hasn't tried to take the kind of green theme too far. He has the green unusual effect and the green unusual effect on the taunt, but I love how he's painted the Wipeout Raps white, as it goes with the Milkman, which is really nice, and it does kind of stand out, and the nice little green paint on the Chucklenut is a really nice touch as well. I do really like this loadout, and I think it's really clean. It's not too over the top, but at the same time, it's definitely really noticeable. I say it's not too over the top because the loadout it's going to be going against is eachother. Apologies if I said that wrong. This loadout features what I can only assume to be an Arcana Boxcar Bomber or an Arcana Bonk Boy, a Scorching Boxcar Bomber or a Scorching Bonk Boy, again I can't really tell, a lime painted Dead of Night, an Isotope Scattergun. He even has a gold pan as well. Like, this dude really has it all. Now, unfortunately, he didn't specify which unusual is which effect, but I mean, this is like, I can't imagine a loadout greener. If this had the taunt from the last one, I think it literally would be insane. But do you guys think that the simplicity and the white color scheme works better on I Don't Have a Uses loadout compared to this one? That's what the straw poll's for. I think the Arcana Scorching Flames combination is great with the Isotope as well, but everything's line painted. It's just a bit overwhelming in my opinion. Nonetheless though, it's going to be super interesting to see which loadout you guys prefer, if the over the top one and the really loud one overcomes the simplistic, similar styled one of I don't have a use. Up next we have a slightly less serious battle. This is going to be the battle of the hoovies. This first hoovie belongs to Llama. It consists of a green painted ghostly gibbous, the pyrovision goggles and the heavy lifter, of course with the banana as well, as it'd be rude not to. There's not a huge amount I can say about this loadout. It's quite weird to see the heavy lifter used, but I mean it almost goes well. Like, I hate to say it, but it almost does go well. It's quite an odd looking hoovie, but definitely a hoovie nonetheless. We have the ghostly gibbous and the goggles in full effect. And it's going to be going against Defect Heavy, which is arguably even more of a hoovie friendly loadout. It consists of a gift bringer, the Chicken Kiev, I believe that is. It has a duck journal as well, which you can just see posted up on the pocket there. And of course it has an orange painted mohorn. I think the orange painted mohorn with the Chicken Kiev is great. It really does look like the Berg has a Mohican. It's going to be really interesting to see who you guys pick and which one you would take the sandwich or the banana off in game if it was to approach you. This next round will be between two soldier loadouts. This first soldier loadout belongs to Mr. Sakamoto and consists of a dark green painted Caribbean Conqueror with the effect of Death at Dusk. It also consists of a dark green painted Dead of Night and of course a flat catcher as well. Apologies, I was having some difficulties reading the cosmetics there. Death at Dusk is a really cool effect in my opinion, and it's quite weird to see it paired with this dark, almost khaki green of the Conqueror and the Dead of Night, but I actually think they work really well together. I also think the dark green sleeves of the Dead of Night, but with the kind of brown undertone of the flak catcher underneath, actually looks great, and that utility vest over the Dead of Night is a combination that I've never really seen used before. It's definitely a really cool loadout, and once again, I think the colours do go kind of well together. It's not something I would have expected to see. This is going to be going up against Mr. Meloji's soldier that consists of a Morning Glory unusual steel shako, a gold painted Antarctic parka, and a Bruiser's bandana that's also painted gold. He also has an Australian rocket launcher. Now, I do really like this loadout, and I think Morning Glory goes great with it because you get this kind of like orangey gold sun rising up, and the cloud almost blends into this grey paint of the steel shako. But he's got the gold on the bandana, the gold on the parka, the gold rocket launcher. It would have made sense just to go all out, you know, but I do like the contrast in between. I think it's a nice touch. It would have been very easy for him to just paint everything gold and be done with it. Either way though, Morning Glory vs Dead at Dusk, two very strong loadouts. What are you guys going to vote for? Up next we have an engineer. The first engineer we're going to be seeing is Cactus Engineer, which consists of a Miami Nights Cronestone painted black, a gold painted Max's Severed Head, and a gold painted Insulated Inventor, and of course a rubber duck journal as well, just to complete the look. I think the duck journal is actually a great touch. It goes with the gold of the Max's Head and the Inventor, and I think the black paint on the Cronestone is really good as well. As I said earlier, it would have been very easy just to paint the Cronestone gold and be done with it and have a full gold loadout, but I think it is a nice touch and does make it stand out a little bit more. Miami Nights looks great, and I actually really like how the Max's Head clips with the Cronestone, because it doesn't affect the actual design and the face on the Cronestone, it just points ears out of either bit of the brim on the hat. I think this is a really cool loadout. I think the little detail of the duck journal and the colour scheme is just really cool as well. This is going to be going up against Stefan Lotz 07 Engineer, sorry if I said that wrong, that consists of a Miami Nights Tough Stuff Muffs, a Strange Insulated Inventor, and the Sledder's Sidekick. So once again we're seeing the return of the Insulated Inventor. This time I can't really see what paint that is. I'm going to assume it's some sort of dye job or something. And it's the same with the muffs actually. It says it's painted, but again, I can't really see it, so I'm going to assume it's some sort of spell. Nonetheless, I think the muffs and the insulator go great together. It really does keep this like winter theme. And the Sledder's Sidekick is always nice to see in loadouts. A nice little dog on the shoulder of your character. What's not to love? What do you prefer though, guys? Do you prefer the gold radiance of Cactus loadout or the simplistic winter loadout that Stefan uses? Once again, that's the whole point in the straw poll down below. So we've had the battle with the Hoovy and the friendly Heavy. Now it's time to see the friendly Pyro. This first Pyro is coming from Velociraptor and consists of a strange, it's actually a strange unusual potassium bonnet, the Popeyes, and the strange bananades. Now, he's even gone the full length with this outfit and actually got a picture of bananas on his conscientious objector, which is a really nice touch in my opinion. I think it's absolutely crazy, and the Popeyes with the potassium bonnet just look absurd. And I think the bananades is a really nice touch as well. If you're gonna go all out with the banana loadout, he's even got the war paints on the flamethrower and the shotgun as well. I think he's done a great job of going all out. I think the banana and the Popeyes is just such an obscure combination. And the fact it's unusual as well is just really strange to see. You don't see unusual potassium bonnets at all. This is going to be going up against Chip_Oatlays Pyro, which consists of a Molten Mallard, Stately Steel Toe, the Popeyes once again, and this is finished off with the Hot Hirachis as well. So this is a really obscure loadout. Once again, we're seeing the return of the Popeyes. This time they're actually painted. So the iris, I believe, of the pupil is actually white, which is just really strange to me. Like, I can't get over that. You can just see the very small pupil of each eye, which just makes it even more wacky. We've got a duck floating around this stately steel toe on the Pyro's head, which is also combined with a duck journal as well. It's just all over the place, this loadout. It's really just such an obscure loadout, I don't know where to start. So it's going to be really interesting to see who you guys think has the wackier Pyro loadout of the two. And this last battle is going to be between the sniper of Eber User Green, apologies if I pronounced that wrong. We've got a gold painted Your Worst Nightmare, a gold painted 5-month Shadow, and the Marksman's Mohair. I really like the fact this dude has taken the time to paint the Your Worst Nightmare and the 5-month Shadow gold, as it switches up what is generally a pretty basic and common loadout and kind of puts his own spin on it. It makes the sniper look blonde as opposed to the brown that we see in basically every facial hair cosmetic that's used in sniper loadouts. It's a really basic loadout, but I think it does look really good, and there's not a huge amount more I can say about it. It's very simplistic, but it does the job. This is going to be going up against the sniper of Electrospans, which consists of a Ballooner hoodie, the conspicuous camouflage, and the Flashdance footsies. I really like how the Ballooner hoodie works with the Balloonicorn sniper rifle. I think that's a great touch and makes a consistent theme with the sniper. The Flashdance footsies actually looks quite good unpainted. I was going to say it could be painted pink to go with the Ballooner hoodie and the sniper, but now I'm thinking about it, I think the team colour does go well with the undershirt of the conspicuous camouflage. Overall, I think these are both two very strong, simplistic sniper loadouts, and I don't think you should be swayed by the price. Just vote for the one that you think is nicer. But guys, that's just about it for this video. If you did enjoy, please do remember to leave a like and let me know your thoughts down below. And if you'd like to see more videos like this and general gaming content, do be sure to subscribe. Thanks again for watching, guys, and peace.